So, did you know Danny Driver?
Momentarily.
Shit, what's that supposed to mean? I mean, I knew him. Yeah. We met for about a week.
He showed up at my house. I hadn't seen him anywhere up until then.
What do you want me to say? Nice kid? Smart? He wasn't like that. He doesn't deserve that. What are we even saying?
It was weird. Instantaneous.
He was there.
Then he just wasn't. I talked to James. It was just over with. I think Danny Driver walks into your life, then he just goes away. Something changes, and then he just goes away.
I was at the park when we met.
Didn't know what time it was, the lights were low. Oh, oh, I leaned back on my radio. Oh, oh, some cat was laying down some rock and roll, not a soul he said.
Are you any good?
I can't pitch to save my life. Can't catch either, I guess.
I wasn't asking about baseball. Are you any good at being a person?
Depends who you ask.
You have a girlfriend?
No. You?
I used to.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's a long story, but I can tell you if you want.
I should probably get back to baseball.
No, you shouldn't.
No, I shouldn't.
Have you heard of the Supernova?
The Supernova was a spaceship that was destined to reach Mars a long time ago. It was full of a crack team of child prodigies who would terraform the planet and all that likewise bullshit. The plan was that they would grow up on Mars and be adults by the time Mars was adjusted to human life. What really happened was the engines gave out and the ship was stranded just outside the atmosphere. Some of the astronauts killed themselves, others waited for the oxygen to run out. When a group of rescuers came to fetch them, there were only 3 astronauts left. They were all hallucinating and losing brain cells. One of them died on the way in, but 2 made it out okay. At least according to the news. It was hard to tell what was real or not, because half the stuff about the supernova was just rumors. And, like they do with everything else, the world eventually went quiet on it.
I was on that ship, and so was my girlfriend.
So she's dead?
That's another long story. I'm Danny.
James.
I need to ask you a question, but you might not like it.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I like you, James. You're simple. But if you don't want to sabotage that, or if you don't want to get tangled up in this mess, then just say no.
Spit it out.
I need you to build a rocket for me. Sort of. I'll tell you how to do it. I just need your hands. Mine don't usually work. The effect of oxygen deprivation.
Hell, why not? And so began the rest of my life. There was a moment when I wondered if I had just made a deal with a crazy person who wasn't even on the supernova in the first place. But then I realized that building a rocket for a total whack job would still beat baseball practice.
I misjudge gravity a lot. I jump before thinking. That's what all these scrapes are from.
Why don't girls make sense?
What do you mean?
There's this girl in my class named Claire. We don't talk much, but we did a project once together. She's hot.
I was with my girlfriend on the supernova when the air went out. We had promised once we'd landed, we would have gotten married. We even had my friend act as a priest and memorize all the vows so the ceremony could be official. The night before the engines went out, we were in the airlock and he said that he was jealous because I got to marry her and he got nothing. Would have been nice. First marriage on Mars. And even though we were kids, we knew we were soulmates. The stars don't always align though. Sometimes you have to reposition your telescope.
Well, that makes
it.
I don't want to work hard to get a girl's gonna kiss me once and then dump me. I want to work hard to get a 60 in math.
Wish life was that easy.
Sorry, I forgot I was talking to a genius.
To be fair, I'm not an obvious genius. I mean, usually they're much, much older and have more to say. Screwdriver, tape measure, hinge, Sharpie, headlamp, X-Acto knife. Everything we need to build a rocket.
Two-headed boy, all floating in glass. The sun, it is past, now it's blacker than black. I can hear as you tap on your jar. And I am listening to hear where you are. I am listening to hear where you are.
Do you remember any of it?
Sometimes. My brain tends to block out memories that cause me pain.
If I was like that, I wouldn't remember half my life.
They came to rescue us, but they were rushing because we were dying, and it was like I was looking at everything through a kaleidoscope. It was peaceful, almost. But then I saw her reach out. She was so beautiful, James. It only set in when I was in the hospital. I go out into the hallway, and I talk to one of the doctors, and I ask if they know where she is. But all they say is that, Danny, we have bad news. That's it.
She's gone?
Sometimes I get doubtful and think that she is. But then I look up at the sky and I know she isn't.
Sometimes that's all it takes, right?
You should get back to work.
I hate baseball. And I hate my dad for making me think it's gonna fix all my problems. Danny didn't respond. Maybe he didn't know how. Maybe he was somewhere else, like dancing with his girl in the sky. My dad did that sometimes. Like, he would be doing the dishes, but really he was in the living room dancing with my mom, or at my kindergarten graduation. It seemed like I was the only one on earth that had fully accepted the fact that I was never going to move from where I was.
James? It's James.
This isn't what it looks like. Reading makes me tired.
What are you doing?
Sleeping on the floor of the library.
You were out cold. Late night?
Just, hitting the books.
You? Studying? No way.
Can I ask you something? Serious?
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
If someone is lying to you, but playing along with it will help them cope with what they're lying about, do you tell them the truth or play along with it?
The truth being,
I think he's making it all up.
most lies are harmful somewhere down the line. Even if it's helping whoever he is now, but in the long run, not so much. Crap, I'm late for debate club.
What's the debate about?
The presence of technology in this generation in reference to desensitization and loss of innocence.
Hope we find it.
Seems you have.
The rocket started to look like something, but I wasn't sure what yet. I was thinking about how easy life was when I was convinced that I had a guardian angel. Yeah, right. By now, my guardian angel was probably on his 7th shot of vodka and ready to deck out anyone who looked at him funny. I only agreed to do baseball because Claire said she likes guys who play sports. I heard her talking about it to a girl named Chloe in the hall. I went up to her and told her I played baseball. She asked what position I played, and I said outfield, and she said she wouldn't know if that's good or not because she doesn't follow sports.
You seem nice, though. Better than most of the guys I was forced to associate with on Supernova. If If I was Claire, I wouldn't overlook you.
There was a long list of reasons girls didn't like me, other than the fact that I was bad at baseball. One of the biggest reasons is because I bit a kid in the 4th grade because he called me gay. I didn't know what gay was, but I assumed it was bad because of how he said it. He only said it because I hugged everyone who said they were my friend, and I only did that because that's how my dad taught me to treat people I was close with. When my teacher called my parents, they were laughing too hard to look her in the eyes and apologize for their out-of-control kid. My dad was good back then.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We must talk in every telephone, get eaten off the web. We must rip out all the epilogues from the books that we have read. Into the face of every criminal strapped firmly to a chair. We must stare, we must stare, we must stare. We must take all of the medicines, too expensive now to sell. Set fire to the preacher who is promising us hell. Into the ear of every anarchist that sleeps but doesn't dream. We must sing, we must sing, we must sing. And it'll go like this, alright. Oh, my morning's coming back. The whole world's waking up. All the city buses swimming past. I'm happy just because I found out I am really no one.
Imagine kissing someone up there.
I asked him about the constellations. He stuttered a bit and then fell blank, like a TV brimming with static. It's sad that he couldn't remember the names of the streets he grew up on. I don't think I could go to space. It would ruin the illusion.
What do you mean?
It's like the stars are two-dimensional. Like holes punched in a box. It's just easier to think of things that way, you know? But I guess it's better to look at the universe and want to kill yourself than to look at yourself and forget about the universe.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm both. I'm not that bright, and when I look up at the sun, I think more about how it's damaging to my eyes than how it's a big ball of whatever dragging us like a mace through the galaxy. Despite all that, I think I still want to kill myself. Worst of both worlds, I guess.
Do you ever consider the fact that maybe your obsession isn't with Claire?
I don't know what you mean. So, no, I haven't.
You don't have to.
I want to, though.
Just don't tell anyone, okay? Because if anyone knew I was in possession of alcohol, or giving you alcohol for the matter, my parents would come straight from New York and probably stab me like 7 billion times.
Why don't you live with your parents?
I mean, I guess I kind of hate them, really. They were the main reason I didn't have a childhood and signed me up for the Supernova team.
Yeah. I hate my parents, too. I know a lot of people say that and don't really mean it, but I really do. Oh, what percentage alcohol is this, by the way?
8.
Well, it's making me want to tell Claire that I love her.
Then let's go.
James?
I know this isn't the news you're expecting to hear right now, but I'm in love with you.
That's a lot to process. Do you want to come in?
No, I should probably go before I make a fool out of myself. I'm incredibly drunk right now.
He had one beer.
Sounds like him.
Oh, this is my friend Danny. He's an astronaut. Don't fall for him, even though he's probably way smarter than me and way more charismatic. I fell asleep at Danny's house that night. The next morning, he was out on the back lawn looking at the rocket. The grass was still dewy and the pool was still green. The rocket is done, he told me. It'll get me up there, he said. I didn't believe him. Maybe I didn't want to. It's your last day on Earth. I had a friend move houses when I was a kid, so I know how it feels. We would call each other on the phone every day until we ran out of things to talk about. One time I went over to his house and he had thrown out all his Pokemon cards. He made me sit there and watch football with him. Just don't forget me, okay? That's all I'm saying.
I'm not going until tonight. I've got plenty of time. We should go over to your house and launch the rocket.
I keep on looking down and seeing all the people getting smaller and smaller underneath us as we climb. Nothing really matters when you're up this high. Somebody could be doing something groundbreaking, like curing cancer, and they'd still be a tiny speck. Not even Claire would matter if I lived up this high. I realized how strongly Danny had to feel to live among giants and still care for something as so tiny as a girl, and to continue caring for as long as he lived. Promise me you'll visit.
I think you're gonna have to be the one to visit me.
Whatever, just promise me we'll see each other again.
Just promise me you won't come right away. Promise me you'll wait.
I can't promise a damn thing.
I'm gonna become part of something bigger. I want you to remember me like that. Not like this.
What's wrong with this? I want to remember you as a human, not as a constellation. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When you died, my firefly. What could I have said to raise you from the dead? Oh, could I be the sky on the 4th of July? Well, you do enough talk, my little hawk. Why do you cry?
It is then, and only then, that I realized the rocket was never really a rocket at all. People come and put out the fires, pick apart the scene. It doesn't matter. It's all empty now. I'm on the cliff at the quarry, a bird's eye view, watching people drift, flocking the body of a kid surrounded by the remains of his homemade rocket, and then moving on. Thousands of people like oceans. They'll sell his house and make room without him. They'll pretend like he never happened. But he did happen, and he was beautiful. His name will be mounted in museums next to the fallen, because he did fall. He just fell much, much later. So yeah, I knew Danny Driver. Almost.
Is that your confession?
If that's what you want to call it, then I suppose.